The iPhone 17. Is it really that new? Hey everyone, welcome back to Simplified. This is the place where we take complex ideas and break them down in the simplest, funniest way possible. Today, we're going to talk about the iPhone 17. Yes, it's here. And yes, it looks exactly like the iPhone 16. So what's new? Apple, the kings of not really changing anything but charging you $100 more, have done it again. But why is everyone still freaking out and camping outside Apple stores just to get their hands on it? Is it really worth the upgrade, or is Apple just great at pulling the wool over our eyes? Let's dive into it and see what makes this new device a slightly shinier version of the last one. But trust me, we'll have some fun doing it. iPhone 17 the same, but different. The design? Bigger, shiner, heavier? Okay, let's start with the design. Spoiler alert, it's pretty much the same as last year, but Apple has made some minor changes. Let's talk about that shiny new 6.3-inch Super Retina XDR display. Apple claims this is the most vibrant screen ever. Sure, Apple, if you say so. I mean, it's the same OLED display tech as last year, but now with a higher peak brightness for better outdoor visibility. Now the phone is slightly heavier, which is probably why Apple markets it as more premium. And when I say heavier, I don't mean you'll be lifting weights with it. It's just enough to make you feel like you've upgraded. You know, like how you feel when you switch from a regular-sized coffee cup to a venti at Starbucks. It's the same liquid, but the extra size makes you feel fancier. Let's be real here. You're never going to notice this weight difference unless you're carrying both the iPhone 17 and iPhone 12 in the same hand. And even then, you might just be like, maybe I should have gotten the iPhone 17 after all. The front is still covered by Ceramic Shield 2, which Apple swears is 3 eyes more scratch-resistant than other smartphones. So go ahead, toss it into your bag with your keys and see if it holds up. We'll check back in 6 months. Camera. Is bigger really better? Here's where Apple really hopes you'll be impressed. The camera. It's 48 megapixels this time. Yes, you read that right. 48 megapixels. That's 48 million little pixels, all trying to make you look better on your selfies. And the rear camera? Still enormous. It looks like Apple's trying to solve the bigger is better theory, one phone at a time. But hey, more megapixels can't hurt, right? But before you get too excited, let's think about this. Do you really need 48 megapixels for your daily Instagram selfies or TikTok videos? Probably not. But Apple knows this, and that's why they're marketing this as the most advanced camera ever. Because who doesn't love taking photos of their lunch and calling it food art? Here's the kicker. The front camera is now 18 megapixels, which is a step up from last year's 12 megapixels. So now when you take your just woke up selfies, you'll look more high definition than ever. Apple has also introduced a feature called Center Stage, which is kind of like a virtual spotlight following you around so that your face is always in focus. This is a feature you'll either love or hate, depending on how much you like the attention. Performance. Blazing fast. Until you realize. Inside, the iPhone 17 is powered by the A19 chip. That's right, another A-series chip that promises to be faster than the last one. Apple claims this chip makes the phone 40% faster than its predecessor. And, let's be honest, it probably will be faster. But do you really need that extra 40%? Let's break it down. If you're gaming, sure, you'll notice that the iPhone 17 runs smoother and can handle high-end games better. But if you're just using it to send memes on WhatsApp, will you really notice? Maybe not. You'll still get the occasional lag when scrolling through Facebook's algorithm, but who are we kidding? That's Facebook, not your phone. Apple also introduced the N1 networking chip, which supports Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. You're probably thinking, wait, what? Is there even Wi-Fi 7? Yes, there is. And yes, your current Wi-Fi probably doesn't even support it. But don't worry, once everyone else upgrades, you'll be zooming ahead on Wi-Fi speeds, and we can all pretend to know what Wi-Fi 7 really means. Apple's marketing. Apple's marketing, the magic behind the madness. Here's the fun part. Apple's marketing genius. Every year, they manage to convince millions of people that a slightly upgraded iPhone is worth their hard-earned money. So, how do they do it? Let's dive into some classic Apple tricks. Scarcity. The secret weapon. First, we've got scarcity. Have you noticed that every time a new iPhone comes out, people line up around the block to get it? Apple is a master at making you feel like you need it now. They release limited quantities, so you have to scramble to get your hands on one before they're sold out. And what happens when something is in limited supply? We all want it more. It's like the iPhone is a fancy limited edition sneaker. Once it's gone, it's gone. But don't worry, Apple will drop another version next year, and you'll do it all over again. The illusion of innovation. Apple introduces new features every year, but let's face it, most of us don't actually need them. Sure, the iPhone 17 has an improved camera, a faster chip, and some design tweaks. But you were probably fine using your iPhone 13 last year. But Apple makes us believe that we need all of it. The iPhone 17 isn't just a phone, it's a lifestyle. It's a statement that says, I've got my life together. At least that's what Apple hopes we'll think. The cult of Apple. Let's talk about status. Owning an iPhone is no longer just about having a phone. It's about being part of an exclusive club. You know that feeling when you walk into a room and everyone is staring at your brand new phone? That's the Apple magic working. It's like you've just arrived at the VIP section of the club and your phone is the bouncer. And let's not forget, Apple has people who literally wait in line for hours, even days, just to get the new iPhone. Why? Because it's Apple. There's something almost religious about it. Every iPhone release feels like a pilgrimage, and no one wants to be left out. It's all part of the FOMO, fear of missing out, game. The pricing strategy, making you spend more without realizing it. Let's talk about pricing. The iPhone 17 starts at $799. Sounds good, right? But as we all know, Apple is a genius at getting you to spend more without even noticing. You go into the store thinking, I just need the basic model. But before you know it, you're walking out with the Pro Max version and a second mortgage on your house. It starts with the base model, 64 gigabytes, which is probably fine for 90% of people. But then you realize 64 gigabyte isn't enough. You bump up to the 256 gigabyte version, and now you're looking at $949. You figure, well, if I'm already here, I might as well go for the 5 or 12 gigabytes for $1,099. And just like that, you're holding a phone worth more than your first car. Congratulations, you're now a proud owner of an iPhone with more storage than your entire laptop. The psychology behind Apple's success. Apple doesn't just sell phones. They sell us emotions, feelings, and status. They tap into our psychological triggers, making us feel like we can't live without the latest iPhone. Here's how they do it. FOMO, the fear of missing out. Have you ever felt like you just had to buy the new iPhone because everyone else was? That's FOMO at work. Apple releases a product, and suddenly, it feels like everyone else has it. You don't want to be the person who doesn't have the latest tech, so you rush to get it. Social proof. Everyone else is doing it. When all your friends have the iPhone 17 and you don't, it's hard not to feel left out. Apple uses social proof to make you feel like you're missing out if you don't buy the new phone. It's like seeing everyone else wearing the latest fashion trend, and suddenly, you feel the need to buy into it too. Reciprocity, Apple's sneaky trade-in deals. Apple knows that offering trade-in deals makes you feel like you're getting a great deal. They'll say, trade in your old phone for up to $500 off the new iPhone. And suddenly, you feel like you have to buy it. You've been psychologically manipulated into thinking you're saving money, when in reality, you're just spending more. But hey, it's the thought that counts, right? Final thoughts. Is iPhone 17 worth it? The iPhone 17 is a great phone, no doubt. But is it worth the upgrade if you already have an iPhone 16 or 15? Probably not. But that's the genius of Apple. They don't make you feel like you're upgrading for new functionality. They make you feel like you're upgrading for a better status. So will you be getting the iPhone 17? Probably. But remember, you're not just buying a phone. You're buying into the Apple lifestyle. And with that, we wrap up another episode of Simplified. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you think your friends need to hear how Apple is getting in our heads. See you next time.